Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Pablo Malco from My Life Unedited with another little daily reminder. So I checked myself. I caught myself in the act. Some of this has ever happened to you. Somebody does something to you that hurts you, annoys you, makes you feel a certain way, and it happens to you so many times that you get so used to it and it becomes kind of part of your demeanor. All of a sudden, you grow up or you move into another position or to another area and you find yourself doing that same thing that somebody used to do to you that you didn't like to somebody else. Has that ever happened to you? I'll wait. Just kidding. No, I won't. So I find myself in this pattern where I was treating other people in a way that was very unauthentic to my soul and my spirit. But I had to stop and figure out, why am I always doing this? Well, because I was so accustomed to it that it was kind of part of my demeanor, part of my energy, part of who I became. I became unauthentic. I wanted to not feel like the little guy anymore, and I wanted to feel like the big guy. So I started doing what I thought the guy that was bigger than me was doing to me. I started doing to people that I thought was below me. Now this is a really hard one to swallow because nobody's below me and nobody's above me. But why I didn't know that at the time, or why it felt differently, is because a story that I told myself based on something that happened or something I was told when I was a child. Or maybe even a young adult. Maybe even an adult. See, some adults still don't want to make up their minds for themselves because they don't trust themselves, because they've been in this position for so long that they're comfortable being uncomfortable. But not in a good way. It's great if you're comfortable being uncomfortable because you're stepping into new territories and you're learning new things and you're growing and you're expanding and it seems foreign. That's great. Okay? But then there's another way where it actually has a negative effect. And maybe I'll do a video on just that one day. But can I get back to the topic at hand? Okay, so how many areas of my life was I doing the same thing? Was I acting inauthentic because I became accustomed to it for so long, or I bared the pain and the embarrassment or the depression that came along with the way that I was being treated? Now, no, I'm not saying I was the victim. What I am saying is the way that I saw things at the time made me view myself in a lesser or a higher manner. And this is all an illusion. It's all false. Because if I'm not mistaken, we're all equal. What separates a man or a woman from another is this and this. What is this? My temples? No. The way you think and your heart. Now, what happens to a lot of us is we become products of our environment, and that product starts to harden our heart. And it starts to deteriorate parts of our mind. The parts of our mind that shows compassion. The parts of our mind that cares what other people feel and think. The part of our mind that we think may show a weakness. But in actuality, it shows a human being in its truest form. Right? Yes, we all have that war spirit, absolutely. But we also all have that loving spirit. We've learned to gravitate to the war spirit more because we're used to being in war. So many of us are so comfortable being in turmoil, being in drama, creating conflict, that we get uncomfortable when it is not present. Just ask yourself this question. Are you being authentic to your true self in the way that you deal with and treat and receive other people? Or is it something that was done to you that you've learned and it's the only thing that you know, and you are acting out subconsciously and not consciously? I may be a fool, but I do believe that there's a lot more good in this world than bad. I just feel that a lot of us are stuck, hurt, maybe a little lost, and refuse to take a good look at ourselves and see where we're being inauthentic, because it might show a sign of weakness. Just for the record, there is no bigger sign of weakness than being afraid to expose your own weakness. Okay. Have a Pablo Malco, My Life Unedited, with another little daily reminder. Please subscribe.